OCD Radio, Fighting Back Together, available exclusively at www.youhaveocd.com. YouHaveOCD.com is proud to present to you How to Get Over OCD, our new step-by-step guide to overcoming OCD. In this book, you will learn what to do when you get an OCD thought, how to prevent new obsessions from occurring, how to overcome your existing obsessions, how your OCD got as bad as it did today, what you can do to never have another OCD thought ever again. This book will show you step by step how to overcome OCD. Order now at www.youhaveocd.com. Hi and welcome to OCD Radio. I'm your host, Ali. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about what OCD brings into our lives that is actually positive. We always talk about what OCD brings into our lives that's negative, and I think it's important to take the time and appreciate all the lessons that OCD has taught you over the years. Lesson number 1 is now, after having OCD for a certain amount of time, you know exactly who your friends are, who is there for you, who loves you, and how much they love you. You know who's going to be there day and night to help you. You know who's going to be there sometimes to help you. You know who really doesn't care enough about you to help you. That is an important thing to know about people around you. You need to know who your friends truly are when things get really bad. And since OCD does get really bad, now you know. And it's important to take the time to thank those people. Take the time and say, thank you for helping me through this. Because it's not easy for them to always hear you talk about things that are, like, oh, I got AIDS today, blah, 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 To them, it's either shocking because they think maybe it's true, or it's annoying because they know it's not true and they're just annoyed of hearing it all the time. It's usually one or the other. So, either way, they're there enough to help you through it. They're there enough to not pay attention to how it makes them feel, but understand that it makes you feel better to talk about it, and they care enough about you to put themselves aside and take the time out of their life to help you, which in today's society, you know how it is. Nobody really cares about anybody as much as they did, back in the day. It's very different now, so thank them for doing that, because they truly don't have to, and they are truly doing it out of love. Another thing that OCD can teach us is how strong we really are. If you haven't had a serious illness in your life, such as OCD, if everything was given to you on a platter and you haven't had any difficult experiences in your life, you really haven't had the time to develop strength of character. Strength of character comes from difficult times. It comes from struggle. It comes from overcoming things. And it doesn't just happen. So people, who are very strong, who are very strong, that doesn't happen just like that. That took time, that took effort, that took a lot of struggle to overcome the problems that they were having. And that's what builds the strength of character. So, even though you came into OCD, not knowing what you were dealing with, you're coming out a totally different person. You're coming out a more compassionate person, a more gentle person. Say, for example, a person who is afraid of getting AIDS. What if they, overcome OCD so they don't have the AIDS obsession, and they one day meet a person who has HIV or AIDS? They will be so compassionate to that person because they will know exactly what it feels like to have it. Obviously, OCD makes it seem different because you don't actually have it, it's a fear, but they will be compassionate to that person. They will be compassionate to a person who has some other incurable form more so than a regular person, because they can understand deeper on what it must feel like. Because in OCD, I feel like we almost become another character, like we take on a role. For example, if a person thinks they might have got AIDS from something, some touching something or whatever, in their mind, they already have AIDS. They're thinking as if they did. And by doing that, they understand all the struggles that particular person would be going through had they had it. So that makes you a better person, and it makes you more compassionate towards others, and it does strengthen your inner self, strengthen your being, and you can definitely take that away from having this illness. It is a horrible illness to have. I'm not saying it's not, whatever, it's easy to, but in the end, you will come out a better person. You will come out a stronger person, and you will come out a more compassionate person that you did when you first got an OCD. I mean, it's hard to talk about, why things happen to some people and not others. And I think whether we like to admit it or not, I think most OCD sufferers have thought at some point, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why now? Why? But maybe it happens because we need to learn something about ourselves. Maybe we need to re-examine our values. Maybe we're, for me anyway, I don't want to offend anybody by, saying the wrong thing, but for me, I think I would not have been the person I am today. I wouldn't have been as compassionate. I wouldn't have been as deep and internally aware of, morals and soul and all of that if I haven't gone through OCD. And do I want to be one of those people that just goes through life and has nothing happen to them and learns nothing and just happy go lucky? Yes and no. Because, yes, it's nice to always be at ease and all of that, but, what if something does happen to that person one day? How would they react if they've never had anything ever happen to them? So be thankful about where you are now, because in the long run, nothing can make you feel as bad as OCD has already made you feel. So technically speaking, you've already experienced the worst. Whatever happens later on in your life is going to be better than this. So when it comes to thinking, this is gonna be so bad, that's gonna be so bad, no, it will not be so bad, because the brain simply cannot produce more anxiety than you feel when you have OCD. That is why it is OCD. It's the anxiety is meant to be overwhelming. It can be more overwhelming than overwhelming. That's it. I'm trying to say it's important to realize that you have lived through the worst of it. So what's left is better than this. That is something to look forward to. That is something to be proud of, that you have come out on the other side and you have experienced the worst and you're still here. You're still doing your daily tasks. You're still participating in activities. You're still doing what you need to do. Some days are better than others, and we always have those days, but for the most part. So I just wanted to make this little video of, these type of things, because I wanted to put it out there. And don't always think of OCD as gloom and doom. Yeah, it's horrible, it's difficult to deal with, but at the end of the day, it does make you who you are today, which is a wonderful, great person. And who knows how you would have been if you never had OCD. Anyways, thanks for listening. Have a great day.